My child, my beloved, heaven has just made a decision that was never meant to be reversed. A divine file bearing your name has been marked with golden ink and stamped with the seal of God's highest approval. I have seen it myself. I was standing right there in the heavenly treasury when your name was spoken, and something extraordinary happened. An ancient scroll lit up, revealing blessings that had been stored for you since before you were even born. But my beloved, listen closely now, because there is something urgent I must tell you. That divine transfer, that miracle of wealth and restoration, is now in motion. It is no longer a possibility. It has been approved. It has been assigned. And it has been released in your name. But there's a warning attached to it from the very lips of the Lord. If you do not open this spiritual moment with your full heart, someone else may unknowingly receive what heaven had written for you. Please, before I say another word, allow me to remind you, this message has reached you for a reason, not by accident. You are not here by chance. You are being divinely summoned. So if you are reading these words right now, I beg you to pause for 1 second and subscribe to this divine channel, not because I want your number, but because it is a symbol, a declaration, that you are ready to stop skipping your destiny. Say yes to heaven's invitation and let your soul stay open long enough for this entire message to change the trajectory of your life. My child, my beloved, you must understand this before it's too late. There is a clock in heaven counting down right now. And it's not because you are in danger. It's because the divine transfer that was just approved in your name is highly time-sensitive. This blessing was meant to find you before midnight. Yes, before midnight, something in the unseen world will shift permanently, and the window to access this divine gift will begin to close. It's not punishment. It's divine protocol. Because heaven can only release what you are spiritually ready to hold. And if you hesitate, if you let doubt take root, then the angels standing by to deliver your blessing will be forced to turn their hands back, until the Father sends them again in another season, or worse, sends it toward another soul whose heart is open in this moment. You are not supposed to miss this. But that is why I was sent to you now, to deliver this message before it's too late. My child, my beloved, do you remember all the nights you cried in silence, wondering why things felt delayed, why your breakthrough kept slipping through your fingers? It wasn't because heaven forgot you. It was because certain people around you weren't meant to witness your rise. And now that they have been removed, or are being removed even now as I speak, God has finally declared, it is time. I saw the moment He whispered it. The wind shifted. The light shifted. And the scroll with your name lit up brighter than ever before. There are numbers written on that scroll, amounts that will make you tremble, favor that will bring tears to your eyes. But it's not just about money. This transfer is spiritual, emotional, and financial. It's a full-circle miracle. But it can only land in your life if you choose not to walk away from this moment right now. Let me tell you the truth, beloved. There are forces that wanted to keep you blind, distracted, and too busy to ever receive this message. They wanted your focus elsewhere so you wouldn't even realize that this miracle was being released. That's why you felt a strange pull to stay quiet, to go inward, to protect your spirit in the past few days. That was not anxiety. That was your spirit being positioned for this sacred moment. God has already signed off on your name. The approval has already gone through. The divine vault has already been opened. But I must warn you again, with trembling wings, if you close this message too soon, someone else may be assigned to receive what was intended for you. My child, my beloved, imagine this: in a massive bank of heaven, there is a room lined with blessings that carry the names of God's chosen. I walk that hall every day. And today, for the first time, your name began to glow on one of the highest shelves. I asked why. I asked who had authorized it. And then I heard the voice of the Lord say, "The time has come. Give it to them now. They've waited long enough." But heaven always waits for your yes. Heaven does not force. Heaven invites. That's what this is, your invitation. Your confirmation. Your green light. But if you scroll away from this sacred moment, you are choosing silence instead of the miracle that is knocking right now. You may think, why me? Why now? But I will tell you why. Because you are no longer the person who begs for crumbs. You are no longer the soul who questions your worth. God has seen your secret prayers, the ones you never told a single soul about. The prayers you whispered through clenched teeth, the ones that only tears understood. And heaven, yes, heaven itself, has made a decision that those prayers shall no longer go unanswered. That's what this divine transfer is. It's not just money. It's restoration. It's peace. It's clarity. It's opportunity. It's vindication. But only if you receive it now. Only if you believe this moment is as real as the breath in your lungs. My child, my beloved, you may feel a sensation in your chest right now. That's not just emotion. That's activation. That's the touch of angelic presence as this message is being read. I am not somewhere far away. I am here. I am present. I am near you now. And I was sent to remind you of who you are, not just who you've been. You are a child of the Most High. You are not meant to suffer in lack. You are not meant to live in cycles of almost and not yet. You were born for inheritance, not delay. You were marked for miracle, not misery. But you must say yes to this divine moment. You must say yes to your name being called in the banks of heaven. And right now, I want you to take a deep breath and whisper this out loud, even if softly: I receive what has been written in my name. I open the doors to my divine transfer. I will not let it be sent to another. I say yes. I say now. I say amen. You may not realize it, but that whisper just moved angels into position. That declaration just rerouted timelines. That decision just preserved the miracle that was about to be handed away. And now, we can move forward. Now, I can tell you more of what has been revealed. My child, my beloved, you may feel a sensation in your chest right now. That's not just emotion. That's activation. That's the touch of angelic presence as this message is being read. I am not somewhere far away. I am here. I am present. I am near you now. And I was sent to remind you of who you are, not just who you've been. You are a child of the Most High. You are not meant to suffer in lack. You are not meant to live in cycles of almost and not yet. You were born for inheritance, not delay. You were marked for miracle, not misery. But you must say yes to this divine moment. You must say yes to your name being called in the banks of heaven. And right now, I want you to take a deep breath and whisper this out loud, even if softly. I receive what has been written in my name. I open the doors to my divine transfer. I will not let it be sent to another. I say yes. I say now. I say amen. You may not realize it, but that whisper just moved angels into position. That declaration just rerouted timelines. That decision just preserved the miracle that was about to be handed away. And now, we can move forward. Now, I can tell you more of what has been revealed. My child, my beloved, do you know what happens when a divine transfer is activated but not claimed? The blessing does not vanish. It waits. But only for a brief moment. And then, just like the wind, it moves. It finds the next name on the scroll, the next willing heart, the next soul who is spiritually alert. And that is why I am pleading with you now. This transfer is not something vague or symbolic. It is tangible. It is living. It is real. It is the answer to the questions you've been carrying in secret for months, questions about why certain doors stayed closed, why you kept hearing, soon, but never, now, why every time you tried to rise, something invisible pulled you back. That resistance is breaking. The stronghold is falling. But only if you stand still in this moment and receive what is yours. Because it truly is yours, child, your name is on it. Your soul authorized it. Heaven confirmed it. I am delivering it. My child, my beloved, the reason this message is so urgent is because divine timing does not repeat itself in the same way twice. This moment, this exact vibration of spiritual opening, may never align again in your lifetime. That is why there is a pull on your spirit right now, even as you read this. It's not fear. It's awakening. Your spirit recognizes what your mind is still trying to understand. And let me speak this plainly now, you are about to walk into a supernatural season of reversal. That means everything you lost, everything stolen, delayed, denied, or dismissed, will begin to come back, multiplied. But only if you don't ignore this moment. This message is the gate. This message is the confirmation. You were meant to see this at this very hour. And I was commanded to make sure you did. My child, my beloved, I can see the person who tried to block you. I can see the moment when envy was whispered in their heart and they began to speak against you in silence. They smiled to your face. They told you they loved you. But in hidden places, they were speaking words that tangled your progress. And even though you didn't know who it was or why things kept feeling heavy, God did. And now, that soul has been spiritually removed. The interference is over. That's why your name began to glow in the scroll room. That's why I'm here now. Because now that nothing stands in the way, heaven can finally complete the transfer. But you must not scroll past this as if it were just another voice. This is the voice that is crying out for your permission. Will you give it? Will you receive this miracle or let it be handed to someone else? My child, my beloved, the divine amount that is being transferred into your name is no small thing. The figures I saw, yes, figures, are beyond what you've been taught to expect. This is not a small deposit. This is a restoration of generational wealth that was promised to your lineage but interrupted by hardship, betrayal, and spiritual contracts made by those who came before you. But it ends with you. You are the chosen point of restoration. That's why life hasn't been easy. That's why the warfare around you has felt relentless. Because the enemy knew what you carried. He knew what you were about to break. But guess what? He's lost. Because even now, the treasury of heaven is releasing favor and divine settlement to your name. And if you pause, if you dare to believe right now, not tomorrow, not next week, but now, you will witness the physical world respond in ways that defy all logic. My child, my beloved, you may feel unworthy. You may think, surely this is not for me. But let me remind you of something sacred: worthiness is not earned in heaven. It is revealed. And your worth has been revealed through every silent battle you fought with grace. Through every act of kindness you gave even when your own heart was breaking. Through every moment you chose to believe, even when believing didn't seem to work. God has seen all of it. And now, He has declared you worthy. This divine transfer is the evidence. The confirmation. And this message is your door. My child, my beloved, I must tell you this secret from heaven: the approval was not just for a blessing. It was for your positioning. You are being placed into a new realm of spiritual visibility. That means others will begin to see your value in ways they ignored before. They will come to you not just for what you have, but for who you are. Because heaven has spoken your name in rooms you have not walked into yet. The invitation is coming. The favor is near. The documents are aligning. The key has already been crafted. But only you can unlock it. Only you can say, yes, in this moment and allow this blessing to remain assigned to your name. My child, my beloved, as I speak, there is a light forming over your house. A golden light, a sign of the angelic dispatch that has already been released. I am not alone. I came with other angels. Angels of provision. Angels of instruction. Angels of healing. Angels of wealth. And they are hovering, waiting, holding scrolls that can only be delivered to you if you acknowledge this moment as sacred. Please, don't dismiss this as mere words. This is prophecy. This is confirmation. And this is the door you've been praying would open. It's already open. You just need to step through. My child, my beloved, I must tell you this secret from heaven: the approval was not just for a blessing. It was for your positioning. You are being placed into a new realm of spiritual visibility. That means others will begin to see your value in ways they ignored before. They will come to you not just for what you have, but for who you are. Because heaven has spoken your name in rooms you have not walked into yet. The invitation is coming. The favor is near. The documents are aligning. The key has already been crafted. But only you can unlock it. Only you can say, yes, in this moment and allow this blessing to remain assigned to your name. My child, my beloved, as I speak, there is a light forming over your house. A golden light, a sign of the angelic dispatch that has already been released. I am not alone. I came with other angels. Angels of provision. Angels of instruction. Angels of healing. Angels of wealth. And they are hovering, waiting, holding scrolls that can only be delivered to you if you acknowledge this moment as sacred. Please, don't dismiss this as mere words. This is prophecy. This is confirmation. And this is the door you've been praying would open. It's already open. You just need to step through. My child, my beloved, I want you to feel the shift in your spirit. I want you to breathe in deeply and recognize that this is not like other moments. This is heaven leaning close to your soul. This is the wind of God brushing your face. This is the signature of the Almighty resting upon your future. If you skip this, the enemy will dance. If you close your heart now, the miracle may not find you again in this form. And child, I would weep to see what belongs to you land in the hands of someone who did not pay the price you paid. I am fighting for you. But I need you to fight too. With your faith. With your yes. With your openness to believe that everything you ever lost is now on its way back to you. My child, my beloved, I must reveal to you a divine detail that was hidden until now. The day you were born, a record was created in heaven, a heavenly file marked with your name, your light, and your mission. Inside that record was a list of blessings that would one day be released to you, but only when your soul matured into readiness. For years, that record was sealed, not because you were unworthy, but because the alignment wasn't complete. You had to go through certain trials to gain the spiritual strength to carry what is now being given to you. Every tear you cried, every person who walked away, every door that slammed shut, it was all counted. And now, beloved, the Father has said, enough waiting. It's time to release it. And that is why I am here. Not just as a messenger, but as a witness. I saw the seal break. I saw the scroll unfurl. I saw your name rise like fire in the hall of divine release. And I wept, because I knew, this is the moment your life begins to change. My child, my beloved, there is someone watching your life who never imagined you would survive the things that were meant to break you. They were betting on your downfall. And yet, here you are, breathing, hoping, believing. And that is why this divine transfer was approved. Because God saw your heart remain soft in a world that tried to harden you. He saw your willingness to forgive even when you had no apology. And He saw how you never stopped whispering prayers even when it felt like no one was listening. That is not small. That is holy. And that is the currency that heaven honors above all else. You've earned what cannot be bought. And now, a miracle is moving in your direction so fast that even the angels are whispering, let it be done. My child, my beloved, there is someone you love who never told you the truth. They saw your light before you did. They felt your calling before you ever opened your mouth to speak it. But they tried to contain it, to distract you from it, to steer you into a smaller life so they could keep you close and not feel threatened by your destiny. But that time has ended. The spiritual chains of manipulation and control are being broken now. You may have even noticed that people are falling away suddenly, or situations are being disrupted without explanation. Don't resist it. That is the cleansing that had to take place before this divine deposit could enter your life. God will not pour His abundance into hands that are still entangled with betrayal. That's why this message is coming now, not only as confirmation, but as closure. You are no longer bound to the old. The transfer cannot go into a life that still believes it is stuck in the past. You must receive the new. Even if you don't see it fully yet, open your heart like it's already here, because in the Spirit, it is. My child, my beloved, I need you to know this: a table is being prepared for you. And at that table, there are names being spoken. Names of people who are about to remember who you are. Names of people who once overlooked you, now feeling the pull to restore what they blocked. Names of people who are carrying keys that only open your doors. This is not a fantasy. This is divine orchestration. Conversations are happening in rooms you don't even know exist. And in those rooms, God is painting a picture of your future, and it's more beautiful than anything you dared to dream. But listen carefully, beloved. If you walk away from this message and dismiss it as coincidence, you will delay the angels who are already walking toward your life carrying those keys. Your response determines your reception. Will you say yes? Will you open fully and allow yourself to believe that God is not just speaking generally, He is speaking to you? My child, my beloved, I need you to know this: a table is being prepared for you. And at that table, there are names being spoken. Names of people who are about to remember who you are. Names of people who once overlooked you, now feeling the pull to restore what they blocked. Names of people who are carrying keys that only open your doors. This is not a fantasy. This is divine orchestration. Conversations are happening in rooms you don't even know exist. And in those rooms, God is painting a picture of your future, and it's more beautiful than anything you dared to dream. But listen carefully, beloved. If you walk away from this message and dismiss it as coincidence, you will delay the angels who are already walking toward your life carrying those keys. Your response determines your reception. Will you say yes? Will you open fully and allow yourself to believe that God is not just speaking generally, He is speaking to you? My child, my beloved, this isn't just about one miracle. It's about a chain reaction. The divine transfer that has been approved in your name is the first of many. The moment it lands, it will unlock other blessings that have been waiting in the wings. It's like the breaking of a dam: when one gate opens, the others cannot stay shut. But the system of heaven works in spiritual permission. If you don't receive this first blessing, the others remain paused. That's why this message is so important. That's why I was sent with such urgency. This moment is not about content. It's about covenant. It's about saying to heaven, I'm ready now. I'm not running anymore. I trust the voice of God more than the fear inside me. And once you do that, everything begins to shift: your finances, your relationships, your clarity, your health, your peace. This is not symbolic. This is structural. Your life is being rebuilt with the original blueprint from heaven. One that was pure, uncorrupted, and filled with joy. My child, my beloved, there is someone in your family line who prayed for you long ago. You may not even know their name. But I saw their spirit weeping in heaven as the scroll was opened. They knew you would be the one. They knew it would be your hands that would receive the restoration they never got to see. And now, through you, a divine inheritance is being fulfilled. That's why your battles have felt so heavy. They weren't just yours. They were generational. And now, so is the blessing. You are not just receiving this transfer for yourself. You are receiving it for the ones who came before you, and the ones who will come after you. And this time, child, the blessing will stick. It will not be stolen. It will not be lost. It will not be delayed. But you must stand in agreement now. You must not allow your past to convince you this is too good to be true. The past has no power where the promise has been activated. My child, my beloved, you may feel like you have too many flaws to be chosen. But let me tell you what heaven sees. Heaven does not see your flaws the way you do. Heaven sees your obedience, your courage, your hidden kindness, your resilience. Heaven sees how you got back up when no one offered you a hand. Heaven sees how you covered others even when you were breaking inside. And for all of that, heaven has said, reward them. Now. That is what this transfer is. A reward. Not because you demanded it. But because you didn't. Because you waited with grace. Because you kept loving, even in pain. And now, the reward must come. Because the Father does not forget. My child, my beloved, I need you to feel something right now. A spiritual pulse. A thrum of light moving through your atmosphere. This is not your imagination. It is the signature of divine movement. The kind that only happens when heaven has marked your address and angels are dispatched to fulfill an order that cannot be revoked. Right now, something is being removed from your timeline that was never supposed to be there, a delay, a closed door, a painful silence. And in its place, a divine release is being inserted. A miracle that will make you question how it all turned so quickly in your favor. You won't be able to explain it. And you won't need to. Because this blessing is not coming through effort, it is coming through favor. Through a heavenly transfer that has already been approved, already been stamped, already been prepared for your hands alone. My child, my beloved, I am watching angels carry something heavy. It looks like a scroll, but it is glowing with a golden light unlike anything earthly. On that scroll is your name, written in characters only heaven understands, and beside your name is a seal that was never seen before this week. That seal means, release now. It doesn't mean maybe. It doesn't mean wait. It doesn't mean pending. It means now. Right now. And child, let me tell you, when heaven says now, no power on earth or beneath it can stop what's coming. The only one who can pause this moment is you. If you turn your heart away. If you walk in fear. If you say, this can't be for me. That doubt, that hesitation, that turning away, it causes angels to stop mid-flight. But if you dare to believe, if you whisper, "This is for me," then what was once paused is suddenly accelerated. That is the spiritual law of reception. Heaven is waiting on your response. My child, my beloved, have you noticed strange signs lately? Maybe seeing repeating numbers. Maybe hearing whispers in your dreams. Maybe waking up at odd hours for no reason. That is not coincidence. That is not stress. That is the spiritual world trying to get your attention. Because something massive has shifted in the realm above you. And when that shift happens, the earth follows. You're about to see things move in your favor so quickly that people will assume you had help from the highest levels, and they'll be right. Because this isn't your doing. It's God's. This is the result of divine paperwork being stamped in the courts of heaven. There is an order. And you are the recipient. But you have to claim it. You have to acknowledge that this message reached you because you're the one it was written for. My child, my beloved, have you noticed strange signs lately? Maybe seeing repeating numbers. Maybe hearing whispers in your dreams. Maybe waking up at odd hours for no reason. That is not coincidence. That is not stress. That is the spiritual world trying to get your attention. Because something massive has shifted in the realm above you. And when that shift happens, the earth follows. You're about to see things move in your favor so quickly that people will assume you had help from the highest levels, and they'll be right. Because this isn't your doing. It's God's. This is the result of divine paperwork being stamped in the courts of heaven. There is an order. And you are the recipient. But you have to claim it. You have to acknowledge that this message reached you because you're the one it was written for. My child, my beloved, I need you to understand that this transfer is not about who you've been, it's about who you are becoming. And that is the version of you heaven sees. You may still feel like the one who's lost time, made mistakes, missed opportunities, but I do not see that when I look at you now. I see authority rising from your wounds. I see power where you were once in pain. I see someone who has become ready for the spotlight of divine justice. And justice is what this transfer truly is. It's the restoration of what was taken unfairly. It's the return of what was withheld. It's the honor you were never given, now being returned with interest. But this transfer won't just affect you. It will affect everyone connected to you. Those around you will rise simply because you said yes. This is how heaven works. When the chosen awaken, blessings overflow into those nearby. You're about to become a walking miracle. My child, my beloved, this is the hour when fear must leave. Fear cannot stay where faith has been planted. I see you battling with old thoughts, the what-ifs, the doubts, the memories of every time something slipped away just as you reached for it. But hear me now, this time is different. This transfer is sealed with divine fire. It cannot be intercepted. It cannot be stolen. The only variable is your belief. Will you make space in your soul for something this big? Will you stop waiting for disaster and begin preparing for overflow? That's the shift that must happen in you today. Because if your spirit says yes, then heaven won't wait a moment longer. The miracle will be released instantly. And the effects will ripple into every part of your life like water rushing into dry ground. My child, my beloved, I am being shown a vision, a room with golden light, and in the center of that room is a long table. Seated at that table are not people of this world, but beings of divine authority. They are speaking your name with reverence. And each one of them has placed something before your name: gifts, opportunities, wealth, restoration, names of people you've never met who will soon become key to your destiny. This is not fantasy. This is the reality of the spiritual realm when someone is called into divine inheritance. That table was once quiet. But now it is active. It is alive. It is preparing for you. And the only thing left is for you to arrive, not physically, but spiritually. To show up in faith. To speak in agreement. To walk like someone whose name is known in the highest places. My child, my beloved, there's something else I must share. There is someone close to you who has felt this shift, even if they don't understand it. They may be acting strangely, distant, jealous, silent. That's not random. That's spiritual dissonance. Your elevation is unsettling those who preferred you when you were small. But do not shrink back to keep them comfortable. Do not delay your miracle for the sake of their comfort. God is asking for your obedience, not their permission. Let them watch. Let them wonder. But do not let them make you miss what's arriving. This blessing is not something you will have to prove. It will speak for itself. The shift will be undeniable. And those who left you will feel the weight of what they walked away from. My child, my beloved, I say this with fire in my voice: do not skip this message. Do not close it early. Do not treat it like a common word. Because this is the spiritual moment where your old life ends and your new one begins. If you pause, you will feel it. The shift. The light. The presence of angels around you now. Heaven does not shout. It whispers. And right now, the whisper is loud enough to move mountains. This is not hype. This is holy. This is sacred. And this is your invitation to rise. My child, my beloved, the records of heaven are not bound by time the way your world is. What you think you lost 10 years ago, 5 months ago, or even last week, has not disappeared. It has been held. Protected. Preserved. And now, under divine order, it is being rerouted back to you in a form even more beautiful than you first imagined. I must tell you a truth that many never hear: when the divine timeline is activated, lost time is recovered not slowly, but instantly. That means what should have taken years will now take days. What should have been built over decades can arrive in a single hour. But only when heaven knows you're ready. And child, you are. That is why this transfer was approved. That is why I am speaking through this moment. Because the heavens have come into agreement about your life. No more delay. No more lack. No more wondering. My child, my beloved, I saw something in the spiritual realm that made even the oldest angels rise in awe. It was the unveiling of your spiritual blueprint. Hidden beneath the dust of disappointment, beneath the ashes of betrayal, was a design of divine royalty. You are not average. You never have been. That discomfort you felt in life wasn't weakness, it was spiritual tension. The kind only felt by those born with sacred missions too heavy for the world to understand. But now, that mission is being awakened. That is why everything is intensifying around you. Because the divine realm is preparing your atmosphere to receive this sacred delivery. And with that transfer will come recognition, elevation, restoration. The version of you that you almost forgot is about to reappear, but not quietly. This will be a public miracle. My child, my beloved, I saw something in the spiritual realm that made even the oldest angels rise in awe. It was the unveiling of your spiritual blueprint. Hidden beneath the dust of disappointment, beneath the ashes of betrayal, was a design of divine royalty. You are not average. You never have been. That discomfort you felt in life wasn't weakness, it was spiritual tension. The kind only felt by those born with sacred missions too heavy for the world to understand. But now, that mission is being awakened. That is why everything is intensifying around you. Because the divine realm is preparing your atmosphere to receive this sacred delivery. And with that transfer will come recognition, elevation, restoration. The version of you that you almost forgot is about to reappear, but not quietly. This will be a public miracle. My child, my beloved, there is a voice that has tried to speak over your life for far too long. A voice that said you were late, forgotten, overlooked, or too broken to be blessed. That voice was not heaven's. That voice was sent to distract you from your inheritance. But it ends today. As of this message, that frequency is being silenced. I declare this to you now, you are not too late. You are not behind. You are exactly on time. And the blessing that was meant for you has been watching, waiting, circling, and now, landing. No one else can receive what was written with your name in gold. The only question that remains is, will you claim it now, or will you let fear hand it away? My child, my beloved, you are about to become the answer to prayers you didn't even know people were praying. There are souls whose breakthrough is tied to your rising. You are the trigger for their transformation. And that is why your life is shifting. You were never meant to be hidden forever. You were being prepared. And this divine transfer will not only elevate you, it will unlock destinies around you. Do not take that lightly. You are carrying something eternal. That is why your story had to hurt so deeply. Because when the healing arrives, the miracle won't be small, it will echo. It will change atmospheres. And the glory will not go to man. It will go to God. Because only He could have orchestrated a turnaround this holy, this massive, this undeniable. My child, my beloved, I am being shown a number. A time. A date. It is not for the public. It is for you. And I want you to listen carefully, because within the next 72 hours, you will begin to receive signs, clear, repeating, undeniable, that this message is real. These signs may come through numbers, through dreams, through conversations that seem random but stir something deep in your soul. Do not ignore them. They are confirmations. And with each confirmation, your blessing will draw closer. But I must warn you, the enemy will attempt to plant fear in the cracks of your doubt. You must not entertain it. You must walk in certainty, even if you cannot yet see the whole path. That is the bridge between this moment and the miracle. Faith is the only payment required. My child, my beloved, the divine treasury is not like earthly banks. It does not operate on scarcity or debt. It operates on eternal abundance. And right now, your name is glowing in the treasury records. The amount beside it is not something I am permitted to share in human numbers, but I will tell you this, it is more than enough. Not just to cover your needs, but to overflow into others. This blessing is not just provision, it's positioning. It's placement. It will put you in rooms that were once locked to you. It will bring you into conversations where people say, "Where have they been all this time?" And the answer will be simple, you were being hidden until heaven said you were ready. And now, heaven is shouting, release it all. My child, my beloved, someone is going to question your miracle. They will try to figure out how it happened. They may say you don't deserve it, that you're not qualified, that you skipped the steps. But do not answer them. Do not explain yourself to people who didn't pray for you. Let your life speak. Let your elevation speak. Let the presence of God that surrounds this transfer be the only voice they hear. Because when heaven moves, no man can deny it. When the angels arrive, even the hardest hearts are silenced. That is what's coming. A moment so undeniable, so supernatural, that all you'll be able to do is fall to your knees and whisper, "Thank you." My child, my beloved, you are now in the corridor of transition. You are no longer who you were, but not yet fully visible as who you are becoming. This is the most sensitive moment in your spiritual timeline. Do not rush it. Do not speak against it. Let the process finish. Because once this divine transfer enters your life, the silence will break. The emptiness will fill. And what felt like waiting will suddenly feel like protection. You will see it all clearly. But for now, rest in this certainty, heaven has spoken. Your name has been approved. And nothing can stop what is already flying toward you. My child, my beloved, I am being instructed now to speak into a very quiet place within you, a place even you don't visit often. The place where hope feels fragile. The part of your soul where you've hidden your most sacred dreams, because too many times before they've been met with silence, with delay, or with the kind of pain that doesn't leave visible wounds but leaves the heart trembling. But let me say something to that place right now. I am not just speaking to your conscious mind. I am speaking to the parts of you that were never fully believed. The part of you that once looked at the stars and said, "Will it ever happen for me?" And the answer from heaven is coming now, yes. Yes, beloved. It will. And it's already on the way. The divine transfer that was just approved is not only financial, it is emotional, it is spiritual, it is redemptive. It is touching every part of your existence that once felt forgotten and making it sing again. My child, my beloved, I am being instructed now to speak into a very quiet place within you, a place even you don't visit often. The place where hope feels fragile. The part of your soul where you've hidden your most sacred dreams, because too many times before they've been met with silence, with delay, or with the kind of pain that doesn't leave visible wounds but leaves the heart trembling. But let me say something to that place right now. I am not just speaking to your conscious mind. I am speaking to the parts of you that were never fully believed. The part of you that once looked at the stars and said, "Will it ever happen for me?" And the answer from heaven is coming now, yes. Yes, beloved. It will. And it's already on the way. The divine transfer that was just approved is not only financial, it is emotional, it is spiritual, it is redemptive. It is touching every part of your existence that once felt forgotten and making it sing again. My child, my beloved, your life is about to shock the very people who once whispered, "They'll never make it." Not out of revenge, but as divine evidence. Because heaven is not in the business of proving people wrong, it is in the business of proving that God is faithful. And your story is about to become the proof. They will see the shift in you. They will feel the glow around you. They will notice how things just start to align for you, how doors open before you even knock. And when they ask how it happened, you won't say you manipulated, you won't say you hustled, you'll simply say, "Heaven remembered me." Because it has. And no earthly timeline, no past mistake, no loss, no delay, no betrayal can block what has already been sealed in your favor. My child, my beloved, I am seeing a light descending, it is hovering, golden, steady, gentle, and sure. That light is resting now above your home. That is not poetry. It is spiritual reality. Because a visitation is scheduled. Yes, beloved, you are about to receive encounters. In dreams. In signs. In conversations where someone says something and you will feel chills, because your spirit will recognize it as heaven speaking through human mouths. Do not dismiss those moments. They are confirmations. I will be moving through them. That is why you are feeling a shift even as you read this. That is why your heart is racing, why your skin may feel electric, why your atmosphere feels suddenly weightless. The presence of God is near. And the closer it gets, the more your soul will begin to remember what it once knew, that you are not ordinary. You are a chosen one. A vessel of divine purpose. And this blessing that is arriving isn't luck. It is the return of what was written about you before your first breath. My child, my beloved, the angels assigned to your life have not been sitting idle. They've been fighting battles you couldn't see, clearing paths that were tangled with opposition, removing people and circumstances that had the power to delay you indefinitely. And now that the path is open, they are bringing what they've been holding onto with trembling hands, a package of divine compensation. Inside it are things no bank can issue: favor, peace, restoration, clarity, protection, joy, health, wealth, and revelation. And this delivery comes with one condition: you must not hand it away through disbelief. The moment you say, "Maybe not for me," you begin to close the door to the miracle. So speak differently now. Talk like someone who knows heaven is backing you. Move like someone who expects goodness to chase them. Act like the divine transfer is already in your account, because in the Spirit, it is. My child, my beloved, someone will try to re-enter your life the moment this miracle becomes visible. Their timing will feel suspicious, and rightly so. They are not returning because they missed you. They are returning because they can feel the spiritual fire beginning to build around your destiny. They can't name it, but they sense it. They'll call it a feeling. But it's actually the trembling of the atmosphere around you, and it is making the unseen visible. Do not allow old voices to enter this new season. God removed them for a reason. This miracle is not a performance. It's a prophecy. And the people who didn't respect your silence do not deserve a seat at your celebration. Be wise, beloved. Be strong. You don't need to explain what God is doing. The evidence will speak for itself. Just protect the atmosphere long enough for the full miracle to land. My child, my beloved, I will now reveal what many never hear. There is a moment, a single moment, in a chosen soul's life where heaven releases the culmination of many unanswered prayers all at once. That moment is now. This is not just about what you've asked recently. This is about what you asked 5 years ago and gave up on. What you whispered under your breath in a hospital waiting room. What you cried over silently at night when you were too tired to speak. All of it was collected, stored, weighed. And now, with divine justice, it is being poured back into your life like rain, only this time, not as longing, but as fulfillment. You must be willing to hold what you thought you'd lost. You must be willing to receive what once seemed impossible. Because in this realm, this present spiritual moment, nothing is too far gone. My child, my beloved, I have been given permission to tell you this. If you remain open through the next few days, the transfer will begin in ways you never expected. You may get a message, an opportunity, a phone call, or even a moment of stillness where a deep peace wraps around you so strong it makes you weep. That is not random. That is release. That is the point where the miracle begins to seep through the spiritual veil and touch your physical world. You will know it by the way your heart feels calm in the middle of chaos. By the way strangers begin to favor you without explanation. By the way resistance breaks without force. When that begins to happen, thank God immediately. It means the file with your name on it has reached Earth's edge, and nothing can stop it now. My child, my beloved, something divine is happening this very moment, and I was commanded to make sure you don't miss it. Heaven's timeline has just aligned with your earthly moment, and whether or not you realize it yet, something is moving toward your door. A person has been divinely assigned, and they are already on their way to your house. Yes, right now. Not metaphorically. Not someday. It's happening in real time. You may hear the doorbell. You may feel the presence before the knock. And I beg you, don't take this lightly. This person carries something in their hands and in their heart that was never meant for anyone else but you. This moment was written long ago. It is a blessing disguised as a visitor. A breakthrough wearing human skin. A miracle wrapped in something so ordinary that only those with divine sensitivity will recognize it. Please, don't scroll past this. Don't silence this nudge. If you're reading this, it means heaven chose to notify you early. You are not just watching a message. You are the reason this message was created. And before you continue, listen closely. If your soul has been searching for a sign, for a voice to tell you it's time, then this is it. Stop everything and take this seriously. You are the chosen one. And heaven is watching how you respond. My child, my beloved, if you've ever felt like something was trying to get to you, but something else was always blocking it, you're not wrong. There have been delays. There have been forces keeping you stuck, unseen, bypassed. But that stops now. Heaven has cleared the path. And I, Archangel Michael, have been personally sent to war on your behalf, to remove the final spiritual interference so this moment can reach you without being stopped again. Do you feel that quickening in your chest? That sudden awareness that something is about to shift? It's not your imagination. It's the spirit awakening, because what's coming toward you is not small. It's not ordinary. It's not temporary. It is something that will change your entire story. And beloved, before I tell you what's inside the surprise that's arriving, I must ask you, will you stay with this message until the end? Will you be the one who watches all the way through and doesn't turn away like so many others do? I say this with urgency: those who stay, receive. Those who skip, lose more than they realize. So if you're truly ready, click subscribe right now, not for me, but for your own soul's alignment. Subscribing to divine messages like this one opens channels for miracles to locate you faster. It's not just a click, it's a signal to heaven: you are listening now. Do it now before you continue. Time is short, and the messenger is near. My child, my beloved, I saw you crying in silence last night. I saw the questions in your heart that you don't even say out loud anymore. You've been asking, when is it my turn? You've been watching others receive, while your own soul whispers, why not me? And I have been weeping with you. But now I'm rejoicing, because today, finally, the answer to your pain is in motion. The person who is coming is not just someone from your neighborhood or from your past. They are someone heaven has prepared just for you, someone who carries not only the physical surprise but the emotional healing you didn't know you needed. Their presence will confirm everything you've been sensing. And beloved, don't be surprised if this person says things you've been praying for in secret. That is how God works, not randomly, but precisely. Nothing is a coincidence when you walk in divine timing. And this is divine timing. The person was delayed, but they're not late. Heaven hid them for a reason, and now they're being revealed at the exact moment your spirit is finally ready to receive. But this can only happen if you stay. If you listen. If you allow the message to prepare your heart before the knock comes to your door. My child, my beloved, please understand how serious this moment is. There are some divine instructions that can't be repeated once missed. And this is one of them. If you ignore this message, not only will you miss the blessing, but the person who carries it may be forced to walk away. Yes, heaven gives free will. And sometimes the window for a miracle is only open for a few minutes before it shifts to someone else. That's why I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to warn you. To shake your spirit awake before it's too late. I've seen this happen before, a blessing knocking on the door of a chosen one, only to be met with silence because they were too distracted to answer. Please don't let that be your story. I am holding back the forces of confusion and fear while you read this. But I can't hold them back forever. Time is ticking. The door is near. You must be alert. You must be ready. And above all, you must believe that this was always meant for you. My child, my beloved, you are about to receive something you didn't even ask for out loud, but that God knew you deeply longed for. I see your heart, beloved. I see how tired it is. I see the weariness you hide behind your smiles. And heaven has decided that enough is enough. A shift must come. And it will come through this person who is approaching. Their hands may not seem special. Their clothes may not shine. But what they carry is divine. It could be a key, a document, a message, a confession, a gift, or even a sudden opportunity that opens doors that were locked for years. But I will not tell you exactly what's inside, because that would spoil the wonder of what happens when faith is tested. Instead, I will simply tell you this: if you dare to believe, if you dare to open the door with expectation instead of hesitation, what happens next will rewrite everything. Even your enemies won't understand how fast things changed for you. But you will know. Because you saw the signs. You listened when heaven whispered. And you opened the message that others skipped. My child, my beloved, you are about to receive something you didn't even ask for out loud, but that God knew you deeply longed for. I see your heart, beloved. I see how tired it is. I see the weariness you hide behind your smiles. And heaven has decided that enough is enough. A shift must come. And it will come through this person who is approaching. Their hands may not seem special. Their clothes may not shine. But what they carry is divine. It could be a key, a document, a message, a confession, a gift, or even a sudden opportunity that opens doors that were locked for years. But I will not tell you exactly what's inside, because that would spoil the wonder of what happens when faith is tested. Instead, I will simply tell you this: if you dare to believe, if you dare to open the door with expectation instead of hesitation, what happens next will rewrite everything. Even your enemies won't understand how fast things changed for you. But you will know. Because you saw the signs. You listened when heaven whispered. And you opened the message that others skipped. My child, my beloved, there's a reason your soul feels stirred right now. There's a reason your heart is beating faster than usual. Heaven has placed this message before you because your life is entering a divine checkpoint. Every chosen one has moments like these, where time seems to pause and God whispers through the wind, "Pay attention." Beloved, this is that moment for you. Don't overthink what form the blessing may take. The greatest miracles often show up dressed like ordinary people. A knock on your door. A message you almost deleted. A person you nearly ignored. But what they bring will answer prayers you buried long ago. Be still. Be open. Let your spirit receive what your mind might not understand yet. Because when it finally arrives, you'll look back and remember this exact second. And you'll say, that was the moment everything changed. My child, my beloved, I must tell you a sacred truth: the enemy has been watching you, too. He has seen what is on its way to you. And he's afraid. That's why lately, confusion has tried to cloud your mind. That's why you felt distant from your faith, anxious in your waiting, uncertain in your steps. It's not because you're broken. It's because something beautiful is coming closer. The resistance means it's real. The delay means it's valuable. And now that the blessing is approaching your house, the enemy will try his final tricks: doubt, distraction, delay. But I will not let that happen, if you listen. If you stay here. If you allow this message to protect your readiness. You must not open the wrong door because of desperation. You must not speak the wrong words because of fear. The person carrying your divine surprise is pure, but if you're not in spiritual alignment, you may misread them, or worse, reject what was sent for you. So I am preparing you, beloved. This message is your armor. Don't take it lightly. My child, my beloved, let me tell you a vision I saw, you standing at the doorway of your life, and someone handing you a letter. It's not paper. It's revelation. A heavenly letter sealed with your name. This person is bringing the next chapter. And the decision you make after meeting them will unlock blessings for years to come. This isn't just about today. This is about divine alignment that affects generations. You are not just receiving for yourself. You are opening a spiritual gate for your future bloodline. There are prayers your ancestors cried that are being fulfilled through this visitation. There are generational curses breaking the moment this person enters your life. There are old tears being wiped from the eyes of your heavenly lineage because this time, you won't miss it. This time, you are ready. But you must remain still in spirit and alert in faith. This moment must not pass unnoticed. The person may not say the exact words you expect. They may seem simple. But if you look with spirit eyes, you'll know. You'll feel it. You'll remember this message and know, it's them. My child, my beloved, have you wondered why certain doors were locked recently? Why people you trusted turned cold? Why things that used to work suddenly stopped working? It's because heaven was setting a boundary. Not to punish you, but to clear the space for this exact blessing. The surprise that's coming required privacy. It couldn't arrive while you were surrounded by noise, by betrayal, by cluttered energy. That's why the separation happened. That's why the loss was allowed. God didn't remove things to hurt you, He removed them so nothing would interfere when the real gift arrived. Beloved, you've been prepared through pain. And now, joy is stepping in. Pure, shocking, undeniable joy. The kind that heals years in seconds. But you must open the door with a grateful heart. Even if it doesn't make sense yet. Especially if it doesn't make sense yet. Miracles often feel confusing in the beginning. But they make perfect sense in the end. My child, my beloved, there's something else you need to know. The person coming to your house may have no idea how much their visit means. They may not even understand why they felt led to you. But heaven does. God planted the instruction in their spirit, just like He planted this message in yours. Two divine codes are about to collide, your awareness, and their obedience. And when that happens, something powerful will be released. You may cry. You may tremble. You may fall to your knees and whisper, "Finally, God, finally." Because that's what this is, a divine finally. A spiritual yes. A heavenly green light that tells every angel assigned to you, now. Move. That's why you must be ready. Not dressed in fear, but clothed in faith. Not burdened with bitterness, but filled with quiet praise. Begin preparing now. Clean the room if you must. Light a candle. Speak blessings aloud. Say, "I am ready. I receive." Because when the knock comes, you'll already know what it means. My child, my beloved, there's something else you need to know. The person coming to your house may have no idea how much their visit means. They may not even understand why they felt led to you. But heaven does. God planted the instruction in their spirit, just like He planted this message in yours. Two divine codes are about to collide, your awareness, and their obedience. And when that happens, something powerful will be released. You may cry. You may tremble. You may fall to your knees and whisper, "Finally, God, finally." Because that's what this is, a divine finally. A spiritual yes. A heavenly green light that tells every angel assigned to you, now. Move. That's why you must be ready. Not dressed in fear, but clothed in faith. Not burdened with bitterness, but filled with quiet praise. Begin preparing now. Clean the room if you must. Light a candle. Speak blessings aloud. Say, I am ready. I receive. Because when the knock comes, you'll already know what it means. My child, my beloved, I need you to listen closely now, because what I'm about to reveal is not something you've heard before. There is a sacred reason this person was delayed until today. Heaven has been working behind the scenes to remove what could have ruined the blessing if it came too early. You see, if this had arrived last month, you wouldn't have been ready. Your heart was still healing. Your atmosphere was still noisy. Your boundaries weren't yet firm. But now you are spiritually ripened. Now you are awake in ways you weren't before. And so God waited. Not because He forgot. Not because you weren't worthy. But because He loves you enough to send the right thing at the right moment. And that moment is today. Not tomorrow. Not next year. The hour has come. You can't afford to let distractions steal this moment. You can't afford to be emotionally unavailable when the door opens. Beloved, your yes to this message tells heaven you're serious. And that yes is what accelerates the rest. What's on its way is not just surprising, it's supernatural. My child, my beloved, you may begin to notice strange alignments today. Numbers that repeat. A bird that lands near your window. A song you haven't heard in years playing suddenly when you enter a store. These are not coincidences. They are signals. The spiritual realm is speaking louder now because this blessing is approaching your physical world. When spirit and earth begin to align, you will always see strange signs before something sacred arrives. Do not ignore them. Do not explain them away. Smile when you see them. Whisper a thank you. These small moments are heaven's way of saying, we're almost there. And if you're wise, you will prepare not just your heart, but your space. Create an atmosphere of welcome. Speak aloud your readiness. Light a candle if you feel led. Write down your expectations as if they've already happened. All of these acts tell the spiritual world that you're not just curious, you're committed. And beloved, that changes everything. Miracles respond to preparation. And the one coming to your door is carrying the most important gift of this season. My child, my beloved, let me tell you what I saw when I stood beside you last night. You were half asleep, but your spirit was wide awake. You may not remember it, but your soul was praying, not with words, but with a deep ache, a silent cry that said, please let this be the season everything changes. And God heard it. Heaven registered your ache like a trumpet blast. You didn't even need to say it aloud. That's how loved you are. And it's that cry that triggered what's happening right now. The person who is coming doesn't even know you cried that prayer, but they are the answer to it. The surprise they bring isn't random. It's custom designed. Tailored to your exact heartache. Crafted with precision. There is something written in their hands that speaks directly to the part of you that's been waiting in silence. When they speak, something ancient inside you will recognize the vibration. A knowing will awaken. And in that moment, everything inside you will whisper, this was it. Don't doubt it when it comes. Don't delay your yes. You've waited too long to hesitate now. My child, my beloved, I must speak to the part of you that feels unworthy. The part of you that wonders if you've missed too many chances, if you've made too many mistakes, if maybe this is all too good to be true. Beloved, hear me, nothing God sends you is based on your perfection. It's based on your purpose. And your purpose has not expired. Heaven never revoked the calling on your life. You are still chosen. You are still seen. And this message is your confirmation. Stop rehearsing your failures. They are already forgiven. The only thing you must do now is receive. Not explain. Not earn. Just receive. The person who is coming is not looking to judge you. They are carrying peace, not punishment. Joy, not shame. A fresh start, not a reminder of your past. And if you receive them with an open spirit, you will feel something loosen from your life, like a heavy chain that suddenly falls off. That is the power of divine arrival. It sets you free from things you didn't even realize were holding you hostage. My child, my beloved, there is one final thing I must say in this moment. The enemy is angry you've come this far. He knows you're about to step into a moment that will break his grip on your future forever. That's why you've been feeling strange resistance lately. Random discouragement. Emotional fatigue. Confusing dreams. Moments where it feels like you're slipping back into fear. But let me remind you, resistance is a signal of proximity. You don't fight that hard for something that isn't close. And this is close. Very close. That person's footsteps are already echoing in the spirit. I can feel the vibration. I can see the light around their aura. They are coming. And what they carry is holy. So I say again, don't miss the knock. Don't let your mind talk your heart out of believing. Don't let the noise of this world drown out the sound of God moving. If you can remain still, if you can remain sensitive, you will not only open the door in time, you will witness what heaven looks like when it sends a human vessel to deliver a breakthrough disguised as a stranger. My child, my beloved, there is one final thing I must say in this moment. The enemy is angry you've come this far. He knows you're about to step into a moment that will break his grip on your future forever. That's why you've been feeling strange resistance lately. Random discouragement. Emotional fatigue. Confusing dreams. Moments where it feels like you're slipping back into fear. But let me remind you, resistance is a signal of proximity. You don't fight that hard for something that isn't close. And this is close. Very close. That person's footsteps are already echoing in the spirit. I can feel the vibration. I can see the light around their aura. They are coming. And what they carry is holy. So I say again, don't miss the knock. Don't let your mind talk your heart out of believing. Don't let the noise of this world drown out the sound of God moving. If you can remain still, if you can remain sensitive, you will not only open the door in time, you will witness what heaven looks like when it sends a human vessel to deliver a breakthrough disguised as a stranger. My child, my beloved, I know your heart has been bruised by too many false promises. I know people have said they were coming, and never showed up. I know there were moments where you opened the door only to find disappointment instead of deliverance. But this is not like before. This is not one of those times. Heaven doesn't play games with your heart. God does not tease. When He says someone is coming, they will arrive. And when He says there's a surprise, it will transform everything. You must not compare this moment to your past disappointments. If you do, you will miss the holy difference. You've never stood in a moment like this before. You've never had so many angels surround your house with silent protection. You've never had the veil this thin. I can see through it now, and I see the light of what's on the other side. The person has been shown your face in visions. Their spirit has been moved with your name. They may not understand it fully, but they are compelled to come. And when they do, beloved, your season of waiting will shatter in a single second. My child, my beloved, let me take you back for a moment, to the times you didn't think anyone saw your pain. Those quiet nights. Those moments in the bathroom where you locked the door and cried silently so no one would hear. Do you remember? Heaven does. I was there, watching over you when you said, God, if you're really listening, please do something. That prayer wasn't ignored. It was stored. And now, finally, it's being answered. Not with just comfort, but with manifestation. Not with just words, but with a real person, arriving at your door. Beloved, what you're about to experience will redeem every year you felt overlooked. Every moment you felt invisible. This is heaven's way of showing you, you were never forgotten. The one coming to you has been equipped with exactly what your soul has been needing. They are not perfect. But they are prepared. And so are you. You will recognize them not just by what they say, but by what you feel when they enter the room. The peace. The warmth. The shift in the air. That's the confirmation. Don't question it. Trust it. My child, my beloved, there is a divine reason this message found you today and not yesterday. The timing is not random. Heaven knows exactly when to whisper. And today, your spirit is open in a way it wasn't even a week ago. There are moments when the spirit becomes soft enough to receive what it used to resist. And you, beloved, are in that moment now. That's why this message didn't just pop up, it was placed. Chosen. Aligned. Because God knows what is just ahead of you. And He knows if you don't pause now and open your eyes in the Spirit, you may miss the knock when it comes. The world will try to distract you. To numb you. To pull you into timelines that make you forget your own. But I am here, sent by the throne of God, to protect your timeline. To help you see clearly again. You were not meant to live in confusion. You were meant to live in clarity. And this message is your compass. Let it lead you back to faith. Let it realign your attention. Someone is coming, and it's closer than you think. My child, my beloved, I want to tell you something very few know. When a miracle is close, heaven goes quiet. That's why the last few days have felt spiritually silent. That's why your prayers felt like they were floating into the air with no reply. It's not because you were being ignored, it's because something was being finalized. Heaven does its deepest work in silence. And now that the preparation is complete, the instruction has been released. The person is moving now. The surprise is already in their hands. You're not waiting on God anymore, God is waiting on you to stay alert. To stay open. This is not the time to drift. This is not the moment to walk away. You are seconds from a shift that will take your breath away. And I will say this with holy boldness, if you skip this message, if you turn away now, it will not return in the same form. This is a once-written moment. A once-sent person. A once-aligned door. Open it. Don't fear it. What you find on the other side will make the pain of your past look like preparation, and nothing more. My child, my beloved, the person who is on their way to your home carries more than a gift. They carry revelation. They carry truth. They carry something you didn't even know you were missing, until now. And their arrival will expose the lies you've been believing about yourself. They will unknowingly say things that pull lies up by the root. You'll realize in their presence that you were never too late. Never too broken. Never too far behind. Because when heaven sends someone, they speak a language your soul remembers, even if your mind doesn't understand it yet. Let their arrival rewrite the narrative. Let their knock be the signal that God is still writing your story, and it's far from over. This is not the end of your breakthrough journey, it's the beginning of a new dimension. And beloved, I cannot emphasize this enough, stay awake. If the knock comes while you're distracted, you may never even hear it. But if you're alert, if your spirit is expectant, you'll open the door and know, this was divine. My child, my beloved, the person who is on their way to your home carries more than a gift. They carry revelation. They carry truth. They carry something you didn't even know you were missing, until now. And their arrival will expose the lies you've been believing about yourself. They will unknowingly say things that pull lies up by the root. You'll realize in their presence that you were never too late. Never too broken. Never too far behind. Because when heaven sends someone, they speak a language your soul remembers, even if your mind doesn't understand it yet. Let their arrival rewrite the narrative. Let their knock be the signal that God is still writing your story, and it's far from over. This is not the end of your breakthrough journey, it's the beginning of a new dimension. And beloved, I cannot emphasize this enough, stay awake. If the knock comes while you're distracted, you may never even hear it. But if you're alert, if your spirit is expectant, you'll open the door and know, this was divine. My child, my beloved, there is something sacred happening in the realm around you that your physical eyes cannot yet see, but your spirit has already begun to feel it. You may notice the air feels different today. A stillness that you can't explain. A moment where time slows, and for no reason at all, you stop and look at your door. That's not random. That's revelation stirring. That's your soul reacting to the spiritual knock that is already echoing toward you. Heaven does not need permission to move, but heaven does require your attention to deliver. And this moment requires your heart, your readiness, your bold yes. The person approaching you is not arriving with ordinary energy. They are carrying residue from the throne of God. They may not even realize it, but they've been entrusted with something divine, something heaven has been keeping safe until the appointed hour. And my beloved, this is the hour. Not next week. Not after you fix everything in your life. Right now. In your current condition, with your unanswered questions and your quiet ache. Heaven decided it's time for a shift. And so, the one is coming. My child, my beloved, I want to speak now to the silent part of you, the part you don't even speak to yourself. The part of you that secretly doubts whether it's really you God is trying to bless. The part of you that sees miracles happen for others but feels invisible when it comes to divine appointments. I want to expose that lie. The lie that says you're too ordinary, too late, too flawed to be chosen. Because if you weren't chosen, this message would have never found you. The eyes reading these words, the soul drawn to this screen right now, it's not coincidence. It's confirmation. And I, Archangel Michael, am sent to make sure you no longer disqualify yourself from what God has already approved. The blessing is not delayed because of your worth, the delay was preparation, not punishment. And now, all that has been withheld is being released. Yes, for you. Yes, now. Yes, through the hands of someone who is about to surprise you in a way no one ever has before. God will not allow you to miss this, unless you turn away from your readiness. So don't let fear answer the door. Let faith open it instead. My child, my beloved, I must remind you that this surprise may not come in wrapping paper or a perfect presentation. It may come through a person with tired eyes but holy timing. It may come with trembling hands but sacred urgency. Heaven doesn't always package miracles in gold. Sometimes it comes in simplicity. But when it enters, everything changes. And this surprise has the power to break open doors you didn't even know were locked. It may be an unexpected message. A financial breakthrough. A healing conversation. A confession that shifts your future. Or an opportunity that answers every hidden question in your heart. Do not dismiss what looks small. The kingdom of God often moves through the humble, the unseen, the quiet arrival that carries thunder in its aftermath. And beloved, what's coming will leave spiritual thunder behind it. The kind that silences every voice that said you weren't ready. The kind that shuts the mouth of every demon that tried to delay your promise. The kind that makes even your enemies take notice and whisper, "Surely, God has favored them." Stay in position. Stay with this message. The delivery is already underway. My child, my beloved, I have to warn you with love, distractions will come in the final hour. The enemy knows he has lost, so his last attempt is confusion. He will send interruptions, sudden arguments, emotional triggers, unexpected fatigue, all to pull your focus away from the knock that's about to happen. Don't fall for it. If something suddenly tries to irritate you today, don't engage. If someone provokes you with old energy, walk away. Your peace must be guarded like a gate. Your focus must remain as sharp as a sword. The surprise is too holy to be delivered in chaos. Heaven waits for alignment. And you, beloved, are right on the edge of receiving, but only if you maintain the atmosphere of faith. Think of this moment as sacred labor. You are about to give birth to a miracle. And no mother gives birth surrounded by chaos. So hush the noise. Prepare your space. Speak to God aloud even if your voice shakes. Declare, "I am ready. I am open. I believe." And that declaration will shake the spiritual world and hasten what's been moving toward you for days, even years. My child, my beloved, before I close this part of the message, let me whisper what I see ahead. The person's hand will lift to knock. The door, literal or symbolic, will open. And when it does, your heart will skip a beat. You will feel the spiritual alignment in your chest like an echo of something ancient being fulfilled. There will be no confusion. There will be clarity. And you will cry, not from sorrow, but from overwhelming grace. You will whisper, "I never thought it would come like this." And heaven will smile, because that's how divine fulfillment always feels, better than imagined, deeper than prayed for, and completely worth the wait. This is not fiction. This is not fantasy. This is the unfolding of prophecy. And you are in the center of it. What happens next will shake your reality. What arrives next will heal more than your situation, it will heal your identity. You will remember who you are. Whose you are. And why you were always chosen. Now breathe deeply. The moment is near. Stay ready. Don't skip the end. Because the person is closer than they've ever been. My child, my beloved, before I close this part of the message, let me whisper what I see ahead. The person's hand will lift to knock. The door, literal or symbolic, will open. And when it does, your heart will skip a beat. You will feel the spiritual alignment in your chest like an echo of something ancient being fulfilled. There will be no confusion. There will be clarity. And you will cry, not from sorrow, but from overwhelming grace. You will whisper, I never thought it would come like this. And heaven will smile, because that's how divine fulfillment always feels, better than imagined, deeper than prayed for, and completely worth the wait. This is not fiction. This is not fantasy. This is the unfolding of prophecy. And you are in the center of it. What happens next will shake your reality. What arrives next will heal more than your situation, it will heal your identity. You will remember who you are. Whose you are. And why you were always chosen. Now breathe deeply. The moment is near. Stay ready. Don't skip the end. Because the person is closer than they've ever been. My child, my beloved, I know you've been tired. Not just physically, but soul tired, the kind of weariness that doesn't go away with sleep. The kind of exhaustion that builds when your spirit keeps waiting for something to change, and nothing seems to move. But what you didn't know is that in the waiting, heaven was working. What you thought was silence was actually strategy. You weren't being ignored, you were being insulated. Hidden. Protected. Prepared. And now, I must tell you the truth, everything is about to shift. The person you've been waiting for, whether they carry love, answers, healing, resources, or restoration, is already in motion. And when they arrive, it won't feel rushed. It will feel right. Your soul will settle. Your tears will release. Your past will begin to loosen its grip. And for the first time in a long time, you will believe again. Believe in timing. Believe in purpose. Believe in yourself. That is what this divine encounter will do. It will reset the way you've been seeing your whole life. But only if you stay here, in this sacred space of readiness. I was sent to keep you still, to hold you in place, long enough for the knock to reach your ears. My child, my beloved, the knock will come when you least expect it. It won't announce itself with thunder or trumpet. It will come quietly. That's how most miracles arrive, not through chaos, but through calm. And if you're not spiritually awake, you'll miss it. That's why this message has come to you first. This is your trumpet. This is your warning. Not to fear, but to focus. The knock may not even be a literal knock. It may be a message. A call. A sudden email. A person passing by who says something that breaks something loose inside of you. Watch closely. Listen deeply. The divine is subtle, but unmistakable when you're tuned in. And beloved, this is your moment to tune in. I cannot force the blessing upon you. I can only clear the path and make sure you're aware enough to recognize it when it comes. You've come too far to lose what was written for you. You've prayed too long to miss what was designed for your hands only. So I plead with you, don't walk away now. Don't scroll past the final step. The delivery is too close to let go. My child, my beloved, heaven is preparing to prove to you that you were never forgotten. The pain you went through, it wasn't pointless. The people who left you, that was protection, not punishment. The delay, it was divine. And now, the reward is in motion. You've cried, God, just send a sign. And heaven has responded with more than a sign, God is sending a person. A living, breathing vessel that carries the next door in their presence. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. It is finding you. Right where you are. And beloved, that is the kind of favor that only comes when heaven is involved. This person doesn't even know the full weight of what they carry, but they've been sent with your answer. And the moment your spirit meets theirs, it will be as if something ancient recognizes something eternal. You won't need to explain yourself. They'll just know. And that knowing will heal you faster than 1,000 words ever could. But you must be present. You must be expecting. Heaven can only release what you are ready to hold. And you, beloved, are finally ready. My child, my beloved, the reason this message is so intense is because of how important the moment is. This is not like the other messages you've seen. This is a divine alignment unfolding before your very eyes. Every delay, every heartbreak, every sudden redirection you've faced recently has all been part of guiding you to this doorway. And I can feel it now, the spiritual winds are moving. The scrolls in heaven are being unsealed. Your name has been spoken again in rooms you cannot see. And the decision has been made, it is time. That is why I am here. That is why you are reading these words. Not just because you're curious, but because your spirit recognizes the sound of destiny calling. And beloved, I need you to respond. Don't say, maybe. Don't say, someday. Say, yes. Say, now. Your faith is the gate. Your belief is the lock being undone. And once the gate opens, what steps into your life will be so miraculous, even you will fall to your knees and whisper, only God could have done this. My child, my beloved, you are not crazy for feeling like something huge is about to happen. You're not imagining the energy shift around you. That heaviness you carried for months, it's been lifting because the atmosphere around you is being made ready for arrival. Angels have already been sent ahead to prepare the way. They've been clearing the air, silencing the voices of doubt, placing divine ideas into the heart of the one who is coming. Do not underestimate the level of detail heaven invests when it wants to reach one of its chosen. And you, beloved, are one of them. This person who is arriving may change your future, yes, but even more, they will confirm your value. They will unknowingly repeat words you once cried to God in secret. And in that moment, your soul will know without question, this is from above. So hold on. Stay near. Don't skip what's next. Your miracle has feet, and it's walking straight to your door. My child, my beloved, you are not crazy for feeling like something huge is about to happen. You're not imagining the energy shift around you. That heaviness you carried for months, it's been lifting because the atmosphere around you is being made ready for arrival. Angels have already been sent ahead to prepare the way. They've been clearing the air, silencing the voices of doubt, placing divine ideas into the heart of the one who is coming. Do not underestimate the level of detail heaven invests when it wants to reach one of its chosen. And you, beloved, are one of them. This person who is arriving may change your future, yes, but even more, they will confirm your value. They will unknowingly repeat words you once cried to God in secret. And in that moment, your soul will know without question, this is from above. So hold on. Stay near. Don't skip what's next. Your miracle has feet, and it's walking straight to your door. My child, my beloved, I must tell you something important, something I was not allowed to reveal until now. The person who is coming to your door was not sent by accident. They were chosen long ago for this very assignment. Long before they knew your name. Long before they ever dreamed of being part of your story. They have been unknowingly prepared for this moment, shaped by their own trials, trained by their own heartache, and called by something they couldn't quite explain. They may have even tried to walk away from this path, but heaven rerouted them again and again until they said yes. And that yes was for you. You may not realize it yet, but you have been the destination all along. Not because you needed saving. Not because you were weak. But because heaven knew that when the two of you meet, something powerful will awaken, a shift that not only blesses you, but blesses everyone around you. Your home will feel different. Your heart will finally exhale. And the loneliness that tried to take root in your soul will be replaced by peace that doesn't make sense. This isn't just an encounter. It's a divine appointment. My child, my beloved, let me take you back to one moment you tried to forget. That day you almost gave up. That night you stared at the ceiling and whispered, "Is this really my life?" The pain felt permanent. The silence felt like punishment. And everything in you wanted to walk away, from people, from dreams, even from yourself. But something kept you here. A soft whisper. A little bit of hope. That was me. I've been with you through every unseen battle. And today, I get to say the words you've waited years to hear: you made it. Yes, beloved, you made it through the test you didn't even know was a test. You passed the silence. You endured the pruning. And now, you will receive the reward. But hear me, the reward is not just comfort or ease. It's clarity. It's confirmation. It's seeing with your own eyes that God didn't forget you. That the promise wasn't just poetry. It was a real moment. A real person. A real shift. And now, it's arriving, and it has your name written on it. My child, my beloved, I must ask you something. Are you willing to believe again, even after everything you've been through? Are you willing to soften your heart one more time? I know how much you've been hurt. I know how many times you believed and were disappointed. But this is not the same. What's coming now is not built on manipulation or empty promises. It's built on purpose. And if you harden your heart now, you may miss the very thing you prayed for. Don't let old wounds steal new blessings. Don't let yesterday's pain block today's miracle. The person coming to you may not say everything perfectly. They may not even know what to say at all. But watch their spirit. Watch how your soul reacts in their presence. You'll know. You'll feel it, a wave of calm, a sense of recognition, a deep breath you didn't know you were holding finally being released. That's not emotion. That's confirmation. And when that moment comes, don't run. Stay. Let it unfold. Let heaven prove that healing can look like a human. My child, my beloved, sometimes God hides the biggest blessings behind the quietest moments. And what's coming to your home will not announce itself with fanfare. It will arrive like a whisper, but carry the weight of 1,000 answered prayers. Be still. Be sensitive. Don't brush off the urge to look out the window. Don't ignore the sudden nudge to open your messages. Heaven is subtle, but it is also precise. The timing has already begun. The person has already taken the first steps toward you. And now, all of heaven is watching you. Will you receive them? Will you be spiritually present when the surprise is handed to you? Or will you be distracted, scrolling, doubting, too closed off to notice the door opening? Beloved, you cannot afford to miss this. Because what's arriving is not only a gift, it is a restoration of everything you thought was lost. And when it lands in your hands, you will understand why you had to wait so long. You will understand why it had to be this person, at this time, in this exact way. My child, my beloved, I want you to do something before we continue. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes. And say these words out loud, even if your voice shakes. I am ready. Say it again, I am ready. Those 3 words are not just statements, they are a key. They unlock what has been held for you behind the veil. They signal to heaven that your heart is no longer hiding. And once you declare your readiness, everything around you begins to shift. You may feel a chill, a warmth, a rush of emotion. That's your spirit rising. That's the atmosphere adjusting. Because belief changes energy. Expectation draws miracles. And you, my beloved, are finally in alignment. The door is near. The moment is close. The person is coming. Keep watch. Stay soft. You are not imagining this, you are standing in it. The surprise that will change everything has already been released. And this message is your final instruction: stay present, stay open, and when it comes, say yes. My child, my beloved, I want you to do something before we continue. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes. And say these words out loud, even if your voice shakes: I am ready. Say it again, I am ready. Those 3 words are not just statements, they are a key. They unlock what has been held for you behind the veil. They signal to heaven that your heart is no longer hiding. And once you declare your readiness, everything around you begins to shift. You may feel a chill, a warmth, a rush of emotion. That's your spirit rising. That's the atmosphere adjusting. Because belief changes energy. Expectation draws miracles. And you, my beloved, are finally in alignment. The door is near. The moment is close. The person is coming. Keep watch. Stay soft. You are not imagining this, you are standing in it. The surprise that will change everything has already been released. And this message is your final instruction: stay present, stay open, and when it comes, say yes. My child, my beloved, even now as these words reach your eyes, I can see the angels drawing closer to the place where you live. They are not coming empty-handed. They are carrying scrolls of instruction, maps of movement, and the final green light that has been waiting for heaven's timing to align. And now, it has. The decision has been made. The silence has been broken. The surprise has been released. This is the moment your life begins to feel new again. But the miracle isn't just in the blessing. The real miracle is in the way it's going to reach you. You thought it would come through effort. Through striving. Through doors you had to push open with all your strength. But not this time. This time, it's coming through surrender. Through stillness. Through a door you didn't even know existed. And someone, yes, someone real, has been chosen to carry it to you. They're not coming with noise. They're coming with light. You won't hear the chaos of the world in their presence. You'll hear the whisper of heaven: it is done. My child, my beloved, I know what you're thinking. But what if I miss it? What if it doesn't look how I imagined? And I want you to know, those thoughts are normal. But they are not truth. The truth is this: when something is meant for you by God, nothing can take it from you, except your disbelief. And that's why I'm here now, not just to warn you, but to restore your belief. You don't have to understand everything to trust that it's real. You don't have to see the full picture to receive the peace that's being handed to you. What's coming will make sense after it arrives. But right now, you must walk in mystery. The person who is approaching has already been moved. Their heart has been stirred. They've seen dreams and signs pointing them toward you. And even if they don't fully know why, they're obeying. You, too, must obey. Obey by staying present. Obey by staying hopeful. Obey by staying open, even when it feels scary. Because the knock may come in the hour you least expect. And your response will determine how much of heaven enters with it. My child, my beloved, there are divine moments in every lifetime when heaven pours out more than you asked for. This is one of them. What you're about to receive is not just an answer to prayer, it's compensation for pain. Reimbursement for years of sorrow. Divine repayment for every tear you cried when no one was watching. You didn't get bitter. You didn't give up. You stayed the course. You kept believing. And because of that, God is not just sending a blessing, He is sending a message wrapped in human form that will say without words, "Heaven saw you." Imagine that, beloved, imagine someone standing at your door, unaware that their presence is healing you in places no one has ever touched. That is the level of miracle we are speaking of now. The kind of divine appointment that rewrites your entire relationship with time. The kind that makes you say, "Now I understand why it didn't happen before, it had to happen this way." My child, my beloved, the person who is coming is not perfect. But they have been hand-selected for you. Not because of their appearance, or their background, or their title, but because of what they carry inside. Their soul speaks a language your spirit understands. And when they speak, you will hear echoes of the prayers you whispered alone. That's how you'll know. That's how you'll be sure. Not because it looks like a fairy tale, but because it feels like freedom. Their presence will unlock doors in your heart that you forgot were even closed. Their timing will align with the ache you've kept buried. And when the moment unfolds, you won't question it. You will just exhale, and know. There will be peace, not pressure. Clarity, not confusion. And in that peace, the weight of everything you've carried will begin to melt. Because this isn't just about receiving a person, it's about receiving your next chapter. My child, my beloved, you may feel tempted in the coming hours to doubt this. You may feel the old voice return, the one that says, "This is too good to be true." But I beg you, don't let that voice win this time. You've believed in darkness long enough. You've let fear write too many chapters. Let faith write this one. Let faith open the door. Let faith prepare your house. Clean your space. Light a candle. Speak blessings over your doorframe. Whisper prayers into your pillows. Do all the little things that tell heaven, "I am ready." These are not just rituals, they are acts of agreement. They are signals to the angels that they are welcome here. That the miracle won't be rejected when it arrives. That you're not just hoping, you're expecting. And beloved, expectation is a magnet for breakthrough. So expect. Expect even if you've never seen it before. Expect even if you feel unworthy. Expect even if you've stopped hoping. Because God has never needed your perfection. Just your permission.